these puppet tyrants that are installed everywhere across the world, in these governments, in these banks, usually associated with the World Demonic Forum. I don't know, I mean, are these real people? Are they real people? Are they androids? Whatever it is, they seem very programmed, you know? They're all on a mission to bring in this agenda of enslaving the public in a digital prison, limiting them, measuring them. And I'm tired of talking about these people, really, because they are quite sickening after a while. But at the same time, I think it needs to be highlighted what they are planning, as I feel they have their goals, but their methods of achieving them, I don't feel are as worked out as many believe. That's why they are trying different things, different countries, to see what works, to see what they can get away with, to watch and analyze people's reactions, especially online, because they want to get it right before they tackle the big ones like the USA and the UK. And here we see the Netherlands, who at the moment are trying to destroy the farmers with restrictions. It seems the Netherlands and Ireland are two places they are using as a testing ground. And here we see this woman, Barbara Baarsma, a CEO of Netherlands Bank. Oh, guess what? She has her own page on the World Demonic Forum. Just another clone, another WEF puppet. Here she is interviewed on some radio show talking about the plans for a carbon wallet. So, as I've said before, if people are aware of the plans these money lenders, these control freaks are thinking up, are planning, if people are made aware before they try and introduce them, then maybe people will be ready to turn those proposals down. They won't be so readily hoodwinked into it at the time they propose it, because when they do propose it in the future, you can be guaranteed it will be under some disguise, maybe a so-called emergency or something like that. So, as you can see, she is talking about installing a global social credit under the guise of a socially and environmentally friendly policy. This is what I've been talking about how they want to measure your energy usage and monitor and track you 24/7. As you can see in the clip, she's talking about the idea of a carbon wallet, and you will have so many carbon emissions a year. This is what she's saying. Limiting your flights, limiting your energy usage, measuring it. So then she says this is the interesting part. She says it could be used to give poor people money, right? She says, oh, well, poor people who can't afford to fly could then sell their carbon emissions to someone, basically a rich person who wants to take more flights because they've used up their carbon emissions on all of their flights in that particular year. She then gives another example. If someone lives in a small house, they can then sell their emission rights to someone who lives in a big house. That way poor people can benefit from the green economy, she says. Isn't that just such a great idea? Well, no, it's not a great idea. These people are assholes. They are openly stating that they want to give carbon credits to everyone and then increase the prices of everything so that the poor won't be able to fly or heat their home, but the richer people will. But what will limit them in this backward future, what will limit them will be their carbon emissions. But they can get more by buying the carbon emissions from the poor, leaving the poor with some money, from their selling of their carbon emissions. But even though the poor will have a little bit more money, they won't be able to do anything because they won't have any carbon emissions because they just sold them to the rich people. I mean, the flight analogy, yeah? Poor person. Oh, I can't afford to fly. I haven't been on holiday for the last 10 years. I'm so poor. Oh well, what am I going to do? I'm not using my carbon emissions up for my flights. So maybe I should just sell it to that rich person over there, the rich person who has used up all his yearly quota of carbon emissions because he's been on 3 skiing holidays this year. So you the poor person, sell your carbon emissions to the rich person so he can go on his 4th holiday of the year. While you, poor person, you now have very little carbon emissions in your carbon wallet And you can sit at home in your cold house while Mr. Rich goes on his 4th holiday with your carbon emissions. How twisted are these people, yeah? I mean, this genius idea would create an even bigger divide between the rich and the poor if it could get any bigger than it is already. This is the type of person, these people are the type of people who will be advocating the Hunger Games concept in a few years' time. An absolute tool. So look, I'm just highlighting this so people can see what they are planning. As I've said before, they want at first to tie you digitally to your smartphone with IDs, with digital passports, with your bank accounts, because ultimately they want to enslave you. They want to measure your energy usage, track and monitor you 24/7, place society in a digital prison, which they then have complete control over what you do, where you go, what you buy, all under the guise of the CC33. So as I've said before, ditch the smartphone, don't download their apps, don't engage with the system, disengage, okay? Keep out of it, use cash, always use cash, let others know. Make them aware of what is coming down the road. If people are made aware now, they won't sleepwalk into it in the future. There are still too many sleepwalkers sleepwalking into this future digital prison. If they are made aware of it now, if it's a subject that is put on their radar, they will be alerted to it, mentally ready for it, so they can see it for what it is when it comes down the road at some point. And then hopefully they will say no. Okay? Thanks for listening.